Well, there we have it. Our Dinshausen, now introduced with Real Madrid. The presentation is taking place right now. We'll go to the press conference in a moment. One of the pieces of news from the event is that he will wear the number 24. Protocol photo here, as always, a classic at these events. In front of the champions and also with Florentino Perez. And what you see up here are also images of him as a little boy with the Real Madrid jersey, which were part of that video included in the presentation they did for him at the Florentino Sport City. Perez in Valdebebas in Madrid. Well, when he got up to speak, the first thing he said was very curious, very amusing, because this doesn't usually happen, right? That I think it is the first time that it's silly, right? But anyway, it shows us the naturalness of this guy, right? He didn't read anything. He wasn't prepared. He wasn't as brilliant as Xabi Alonso the other day, because there's an age difference here, maturity, etc., etc., etc. But well, he did very well. He started by saying this.
Can you hear me?
It would be awesome if he couldn't be heard, right?
Well, first of all, thank the president and the club for all that trust.
Well, another classic. Thank Florentino Perez.
For me, well, what the president said, I wanted to be here from day one. Since Madrid called, I no longer had eyes for other teams.
Well, that's one of the headlines of the presentation. From day one, and since Madrid called, he had no eyes, well, for other teams. And he says this in the end with his family present. There is his father, I believe his brother, and his mother.
Madrid is the club of my life, I think, and I hope to be here.
That's about Madrid being the club of my life, I think. I think that could be, he says it because he hasn't landed yet. He's landing at Real Madrid and hopes to have a very long career at Madrid. I say because of the addition of I think, right? Because since he's been a Madrid fan since he was a little kid, I imagine, right? Or at least that's how I interpret it, that he feels he still has a story to write, right? As a Real Madrid footballer.
For many years, and thank you very much to everyone. Hala Madrid.
And another classic, the Hala Madrid at the end. Okay, let's go to the press conference. This is the first question. Butragueño has already introduced him, and we are going to analyze what the good Dinshausen says as it just to produce. Well, at this moment, it must be finishing. We sped it up a little so that the video is not too long, and now let's listen to the new central defender of the white team.
Hello, Victorio Calero Leaf for Real Madrid Television, over here at the back on the left. Welcome to Real Madrid. How do you feel on this exciting and special day, the day of your presentation as a new player for Real Madrid? Thank you.
Well, obviously, I think it's the best day of my life, right? I think for me it's a dream to be here, and I will give everything for the team.
How are you, Din? Here, Corey from Cadena Cope. Welcome. First, I wanted to know why you chose number 24. And then you said earlier that when Real Madrid called, you didn't listen to any other offers. Why this time Real Madrid, despite there being offers, very important, both in sports and financially? Well, of course, for me, number 24
is what it is. And I'm very happy to have it. And about the offers from the other teams, nothing. For me, Madrid is the best club in the world, and there is no other team that compares.
The number 24 is what there is, and I am happy with it. I mean, it hasn't been. He's been indifferent here. I think this guy, which is a virtue, he's a very. I mean, not that he takes life too easy by any means, but you just have to look at him, right? He's a chill guy, right? Hey, number 24, okay. Then number 24, let's go.
Good afternoon, Dean. Jose Vicente for Jueves de las 6 here. I wanted to know if you have spoken with Xabi Alonso and what he has asked you, what he has told you, and what he expects from you.
Yes, we talked a little. The truth is we spoke a bit about what he expects from me. And, well, I think it's going to be a few wonderful years.
Hello, Dean. How are you? Very good. I'm Antonio Miana for Cadena Ser. And continuing with
I think he's a little nervous, huh?
Question from Jose.
Despite being a calm guy.
In the conversation with Xabi, whatever you can tell us, I don't know what you expect from yourself in Madrid. Futuristically speaking, we've seen you a lot with the Premier, in the national team, your way of handling the ball. I don't know, with the way Madrid plays and Xabi Alonso's coaching methods, how do you imagine yourself playing in this Madrid? What can you contribute football-wise to this Madrid?
Well, I think I fit very well into the style of football Xabi wants to play. And then, of course, I will try to contribute to the team. And anything I can do to help the team, well, I'd like it.
How are you then? Here, Andres Rubio from Spanish television. If at Christmas they had told you this year
You are going to debut with Spain. You are going to play a Nations League final. You are going to sign with Madrid. You are going to play in a Club World Cup. What would you have thought 6 months ago?
Well, as I said, for me, debuting with my country is also a dream. And besides that, signing with Madrid is, I think, well, as I said, the best club there is. And it's a dream what I'm living.
Hello, Dean. Antonio Muela, Radio Nacional de España. Are you aware of the enormous demands of this club? Here titles are expected, meaning it's not about just playing, but winning. Despite your youth, do you see yourself ready to meet that demand?
Well, I think I have shown that I am ready. And, well, like I said, to help the team in whatever I can, here I am. And, yes, regarding the demands, of course, I also want to win titles. I'm not here not to win titles. I want to win everything as a player, and I have a lot of ambition.
How are you, Din? Juan Martin from OK Diario.
I'm ready, and I want to win everything, huh? Here's 2 more headlines.
Everyone to ask about you highlights how, in the national team here, you're incredibly calm. That many things are happening to you, and you handle them very normally. You're only 20 years old, and I think a lot has happened to you in a very short time. How are you, and how are you handling everything that is happening to you right now?
Well, as you said, I'm quite calm, and, well, in the end, I think like this. I am myself, and I'm going to live my life, and, well, I do what I like the most, you know? So I give it my all and try to be humble and work as much as I can. And that's it.
How are you, Dean? Welcome to Madrid. You've said many times that your idol is Sergio Ramos. I don't know if he sent you a message or if you sent him one, if you've talked. And what do you like most about Sergio Ramos? What stands out to you about Sergio?
Yes, well, he sent me a message the day it became official. And of course, well, he is my greatest idol. I think the best center-back in history. And I think I wouldn't focus on one thing. I would choose everything he has. Because for me, he is also the most complete center-back.
Good. Hello, Dean, here on the other side. Here, Olivier Lorenzo from El País. Probably the quality most valued in you is playing out from the back. I would like you to tell me if this has been a natural quality of yours since you were a child. How have you been working on it over the... You are young, but in recent years, is there any coach who has guided you in any club where you especially worked on this? How have you been developing this? Thank you.
Well, I think playing the ball out from the back is something that I have, besides defending as well. And, well, I don't think it was any particular club or anything like that. I think I have been evolving and trying to improve every day.
Hello, Dean. Alberto Perino here from Acero. Just you mentioned earlier, as Melchior asked, about this way, the feeling that when Madrid calls, everything else disappears. I wanted to see if you could tell us if that moment is the last from the clubs to notify you, or if you had a Premier League outlook where it seemed you were going until Madrid came along.
Well, yes, I think there was a lot of talk. But the truth is I was focused on playing football and on Bournemouth, trying to give my best and finish the season well.
Sparse with words. I'm remembering Ramos's presentation exactly 20 years ago, like that. Then he was a guy who naturally started to express himself a little better and became a leader of Granada. I've already said that Ramos is the best central defender in history and that he is his ultimate idol.
How are you, Dean? Here to your right at the back. How are you, Oscar Maya, for the EFE agency? A few years ago when you went to Roma, you mentioned that the fact Mourinho called you was a decisive factor in going to that club. Here, Real Madrid calls you, you say it's your dream, but I don't know if there was a call during that process or something that made you decide, something you remember with special fondness or excitement. Thank you.
I think I've said it in an interview before that I was at Christmas dinner with my family when the call came. And of course, when Mourinho calls you, you have to listen. And I am eternally grateful to him. And of course, for me, he is one of the greatest coaches in the history of football.
Another highlight, Mourinho, one of the greatest coaches in the history of football. And we also really like the fact that Mourinho has been part of his training. I know there are many fans of that here on this channel.
Seeing you here, could you describe a bit about your emotions, both yours and your parents, when becoming a Real Madrid player? And what is your ambition when wearing the number 24 on the jersey?
Well, of course, me. It's a dream for me. In my family, I think they can be proud of me today, and I'm very proud of myself. I am fully intent and eager to help my team. And the number, honestly, I don't think much about it. The number 4 that I've worn doesn't concern me. Any number is fine. As long as I can wear the Real Madrid jersey, it is an honor, and I am delighted to do it.
Hello, Dean. And this is Abraham Romero from El Mundo. Sergio Ramos arrived in Madrid in 2005. You were born in April of that year. What is the first Real Madrid match you remember, or the most special one from your childhood?
I think my first beautiful memory, so to speak, is the 2014 final, where Sergio Ramos scores in the last minute. The extra time wasn't at the time. And yes, I think I was 9 years old, and I believe that's my first beautiful memory.
It's amazing, and you start thinking about how old your boyfriend is. When someone goes to play for Real Madrid and says their first memory is the décima, you're like, well.
Hello, Dean. How are you? Good morning. Welcome to Madrid, Ruben Cañizares from ABC. You are the most expensive defender in the club's history. Great defenders have been here. None have cost as much as you. I don't know if that figure can weigh on someone as young as you. You don't give it importance. How do you assess this matter?
Well, honestly, I don't really care, so to speak. I don't think about it. I try to give my to the fullest, and in whatever way I can help the team, here I am.
Hi, Dina here. How are you? Lola Hernandez, Fox Sports Mexico. I wanted to ask you about Julián Araujo. Have you been with him at Bourbon in the Premier League? If you've been able to talk with him, has he given you any advice? Since he has also played in the Spanish League, he played at Las Palmas. Thanks.
Well, of course. He is a good friend of mine, and we have been talking a bit. And of course, he is obviously a good player, and we have had a good time together.
Hello, Pablo Polo from Marca. Florentino has said that you are an elegant, modern centre-back. I don't know what you understand by elegant and modern. And then what do you think you can progress in? Because in the end, you are still a young guy. And I imagine you have in mind something you can improve, something to refine. Thank you.
What can I improve on, you said? Well, everything. I think everything can always be improved. And that's why I'm working every day and trying to give my best.
Let's ask the last two questions. Hello, Dean, over here, Fernando Tavero for Diario AS. Welcome. I wanted to ask you, earlier you mentioned that Sergio Ramos sent you a message the day you signed. Who was the first player from the Real Madrid squad to congratulate you, and did they give you any specific advice? Thank you.
Well, there were a couple who sent me a message, actually, and they seemed like a really good team with really good people. And, well, let's see if I meet them soon.
Last question.
Hello, Dean. Miguel Angel Tori, live for Radio Marca. Regarding the national team, during this training camp, we have talked a lot about the pressure that Lamine Yamal has to bear at 17 years old. Your case is not very different. You are 3 years older than him. And here at Madrid, everything is magnified. I don't know if they have explained a bit about the impact of Real Madrid. How do you handle that pressure? Does it make you dizzy? Does it scare you? Are you going to be a bit cautious? How do you deal with the pressure when in just 2 months you've gone from Dortmund to Real Madrid?
Well, I think you see me play, right? I am quite calm, and I don't think much about that. The truth is I'm doing what I love, and I'm living a dream. And, well, like I said, I try to give my best.
Thank you.
Well, so far he has been very restrained. Let's see. Because for these press conferences, they tell him, well, today you just introduced yourself, guy. Be yourself, but don't talk too much. I don't know if the club tells him like that, but it's logical. A 20-year-old who suddenly arrives and is that the presentation is calm, because this is also part of the presentation, right? And honestly, he did very well. That is, he didn't complicate things like he does on the field. He doesn't complicate life. Although there, look, I think, and as he just said, he has a lot to improve in ball distribution. It's not what he needs to improve the most, certainly, because he does it and does it very well. And I'm talking about the game, right? I think it's where he complicates things the most, in a good way, in the sense that he goes for risky passes. I think this year we're going to see very good things with Madrid is going to play the ball out from the back. The long balls are going to be limited, but they will be selected, and one of those who will have that role certainly will be Dean Huijsen, because of the type of long passes that remain. And he can shine with Vinicius and with Mbappe this year. So, well, very good. Well, hey, positive assessment. Then we'll give you a second reading. I wanted to put this now just to finish about what is this about Zubimendi today from Marca. Let's see. Piff. Marca already published a shameful cover a few weeks ago about Nico Williams, which they didn't follow up on because there was nothing. It was all smoke. And now this, so who believes them? Zubimendi listens to Madrid. The central midfielder from Real Sociedad holds his move to Arsenal in case of a possible call from the White Club. Huijsen will be presented today. Alexander-Arnold on Thursday, by the way. Thursday, Alexander-Arnold. Let's see. Then Mario Cortegana from The Athletic came out to say that that there is calm at Arsenal because they have it practically done. Back in the day, Fabrizio Romano already sang that here we go with Zubimendi. What I have been telling you in recent days. I think this is goodbye. Goodbye. And that's it. But I'm surprised that it was the newspaper AS and now also Marca. I don't know. We'll be on the lookout. But, well, I think this is, well, since the cover turned out nice. But here, there is very little. They have it practically done with Arsenal unless there's a radical turn of events, which we don't rule out because, well, the transfer market has given us many surprises. Always, right? Well, that's it. Thank you for being here. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel. Please comment, share. Quick video of those that wants to be up to date for the next more topics I've left out, and a second look at this presentation and what it has also left us in a little satellite. But I think that the core and most important part we just saw. See you later. Bye.